wondered, or we haven't answered in the show, you know, one of the challenges of the show is there's only 45 minutes for us to do it, you know, to actually tell it. So there's so many more stories out of these guys, as you know. All right. I think probably the biggest question a lot of people, fans, unfans, want to know is they want to know, you know, how real is this show? What is, for some people believe that we have a soundstage somewhere in Hollywood where we're turning boats back and forth. It's not true. We can't afford to. So Keith, let me throw it to you. How real is what goes on here on the show? When we see it, are we seeing the whole picture?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like picking one face out of the crowd. That camera disappears because we're so focused on what we're doing that you don't have time to think about it, especially when stuff really starts going down.
Trying to get us to do something too, like Hillstrand say this. I want to say, you say it. I'm not saying it.
Well, I think it's actually worse too because the cameras are fixed with us. You guys don't really see what's happening. We're doing this.
And they follow you around. Yeah. Believe me.
It doesn't get any more real when they're following you.
They get it all.
What was that say?
I said it doesn't get any more real. They'd follow you into the can if they could. Those guys they're serious. They're doing their job.
We did an update. He followed me. I told him I had to go to the bathroom. He followed me down there, so I pulled him in real quick, shut the door, dropped my drawers, and I said, now update this.
So the show's had kind of a funny, you know, talking to these guys, they always tell me like how the show's affected their worlds. One thing, Jonathan, I'd like to throw out to you is that, you know, what is it, the whole idea that like we ask questions and we try to get in there and get information on these guys and try to give you more and more insight, family dynamics, communication. What'd you tell me about how the show helps you communicate with your family? Talking about Scotty, and it's like we don't have these conversations.
Oh yeah. So we're like our psychiatrist out there now. We can get all our feelings out. The camera kind of goes, you know, because we don't know what they're thinking. They'll say Scotty's out there saying this, we never hear about it. So
yeah, well, you don't want to be.
Like having
you don't want to be on the
psychiatrist
couch in the Bering Sea, though.
Yeah.
Not with these drinks.
Well, and then you finally got out of him. He says, "I just love him a little more than I hate him." I gotta be doing my job. If they love you, you're not doing your job. So.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird dynamic. Everybody here has a family dynamic on their boat, so it's always a big issue. Sig, maybe you want to talk about the boat family, the home family, and how you have these two worlds.
Oh, that's like a Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. It's night and day. Yeah.
You're
I mean,
not-
like people watch the show and they look at you like you're just the badass mean captain, whatever you want to label this as. But then when you get home,
Everyone's true colors come out on the show.
But like when you get home, you know, then you jump into your family life, and then you turn into this little pussycat, right, honey?
You mean you're not running around the house going, "Shut up and turn off the TV"?
No, you just, well.
He's only the captain. She's the admiral at the house. He's the captain. She's the admiral.
And it's weird. It's like this transition. You know, it takes a couple of days. You know. I mean, we use foul language once in a while, sorry, but then you get home and it's like, oh man, did I say that?
Do you slam your fist down and ask for counts now?
Where's my coffee?
I want my coffee, I want it now.
You go from captain to crew member real fast.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny now, you know, a lot of people here especially are connected to the Seattle area and grew up. But Phil, you know, can speak to this. You know, growing up, you know, you always get, you know, advice on what you're going to become and what you're going to be and where you're going to be. I think Phil's got a great story of how, you know, now we all know him, we all love him, but tell a story from when you were in high school.
Well, I was voted least likely to succeed. and it was a bad.
Well, but there's still time.
To really build your self-esteem, it was from the counselor in high school. And I'm not exactly school material, I'll tell you right out of the gate. But I tried. used to get in a little trouble. So the first year I went crab fishing, I was 17 years old and I made $130,000.
Oh my God.
So
That was 50 years ago.
yeah. Oh shit. So I went to the bank and I asked for $42,000 in cash. And I wanted it in a brown paper bag. And I had a few drinks to pull the courage up for this. My counselor that voted me least likely to succeed, her house was for sale. And they wanted $40,000 for that house. So I throw all the money in the bag. I go up to her house, I beat on the door. Her husband answers, and I just marched right in. The counselor was in the kitchen making dinner. I walked in her kitchen, dumped the cash out, said, "Now get out." And she started crying and ran up in the bedroom and wouldn't come out because she felt like an asshole. And they wouldn't sell me the house.
Tell me the hell.
Do we want to move on to the audience here? Grab some questions out here.
I've never heard that before.
I don't know how to call you out. Perfect, thanks.
Jonathan, I know you said that you don't allow girls to fish with you, but would you take an Alaska girl?
An Alaska girl? I would love to have a full boat of women. Go out to sea for 3 months without the women, the wives, and the girlfriends. I think that's more than a superstition.
You couldn't handle
I
the
think
alimony
the
payments
wives-
from that.
You'd end up losing all the guys that are married and stuff.
He has enough problems with one, let alone 5 or 6.
I can take care of 5 or 6.
Right here.
Drink a lot of coffee, man.
Coffee, chocolate,
It's the
cigarettes.
hunt. It's the hunt.
Coffee,
It's
cigarettes,
the hunt
Red
for
Bull.
crab. If you're not on crab, once I get on crab, I go, okay, I'm on crab again.
After the second day is when you really start to get loopy. You
I
can
mean,
do 2 days pretty easy.
You'd be surprised
Third
how far
day-
you can push
After the
yourself.
3rd day, it's a breeze.
And you got to stand up, so when you fall asleep, you fall down and wake up.
Pull nose hairs.
Right here.
Son-in-law and you have something in common with the little helicopters. Are we going to see you up there on the boat with one of those in the near future, playing with one?
Oh, sure. I love my little helicopters. I fly them all over the place.
We all got them, I think.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, we every boat.
Do you
Yeah,
crash
I've been
his
getting
as often as
everybody
he
in
crashes?
helicopters.
Do you crash yours as often as he crashes his?
Oh, I'm sure I do. I got thousands of dollars in parts, and I got junk laying all over the place. But they're
So
a
does
ball
he.
to fly.
So does he.
It probably comes as no surprise to you guys that these guys are big fans of their toys. I don't know if you guys want to
I
talk.
have toys.
What's that? Y'all, you have to have toys.
It's like, well, I got a Corvette, and he's got to always have more horsepower than me. So it's up to where I got to spend $60,000 now so I can beat him. Is that ridiculous? I'm probably going to do it.
We have a little
Jackass.
thing going with cars.
It's funny
Got
because
the
back
most
in the day,
horsepower.
everybody
I got
wanted a
540.
Corvette. You made the cash, you bought the vet, and I'll guarantee you every crabber that had a vet smashed it.
Guilty. I don't think I had a car yet that I had over 60,000 on it before I wrecked it. I don't think I ever got over 60.
I got caught going down the freeway doing 178 though.
How'd that work out?
I got something out of
Got
now.
introduced to a beach bar hotel.
180, John.
178, why'd you stop?
You know what? Honest to God, they were diagonal across the freeway and had fire trucks. I thought there was a damn wreck. So I got in line with everybody thinking there was a wreck. They came out with shotguns.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Way back in the back there with the hat.
It's still there.
You know, I did that. I dove on a boat and it knocked my regulator loose in the tank. It's bad news down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
Whenever it's a young man, I go, there's no good's going to come of this.
I was telling these guys earlier, that's not the worst I've done in the Bering Sea, because years ago I was in St. Paul and we had line in our wheel and line in another boat's wheel. And so as I was diving down there, I was by myself. And they got right to the point in the dive where they were going to start banging on the hull to try and bring me up, because when I came out of the water, I came through slush about that deep, and the harbor was actually freezing over as I was diving in it.
Oh, God.